Dr. Webb. Um, so this Reflect and Connect is about the New York State Code of Ethics for Educators. And basically, the Code of Ethics is just 6 principles of standards and expectations for educators in the classroom, like what they're expected, how they're expected to behave, professionalism, and it just exhibits like the core values that New York State expects teachers to all have. So there's 6 different principles, and they each have their own, importance. The first principle: educators nurture the intellectual, physical, emotional, social, and civic potential of each student. So basically, this can be summarized as, not being their therapist, but nurturing your students to become the best version of themselves. And that's kind of being their role model, giving them opportunities, if we're talking like music educator sense, giving them opportunities to perform and treating all your students equally. If you have like a student that's obviously performs way better than another student, you still give them both the chance and opportunity to exceed. You give them the same amount of care and attention. You don't, place favorites or show that you have favorites in the classroom. And along with that, challenging them in the classroom, so not always giving them pop music to play, giving them pieces that will help their growth as a musician. The second principle: educators create, support, and maintain challenging learning environments for all. Like I was saying before, making sure the environment is a place where they can grow as students and it's not holding them back. So that kind of ties into the last principle of setting a good environment for your students, giving them a place to grow. The third principle: educators commit to their own learning in order to develop their practice. So, when we go to student teach, we're expected to become proficient in our secondary instruments, because you don't want to be teaching your students bass and you have no idea how to shift into and play in different keys on the bass, or on cello if you don't know how to play in thumb position. You're expected to be the professional at those kind of things, being the example in the room. If you don't know how many sharps are in D major, then like you're expected to know that. So making sure that you brush up on those skills yourself in order to give your students the best learning environment as possible. Principle 4: educators collaborate with colleagues and other professionals in the interest of student learning. So this kind of reminds me of, the NYSSMA Festival in Rochester, doing some of your own like personal development, going to clinics and talking with other professionals, and hearing others' opinions on teaching. So by going to like the NYSSMA Festival in Rochester, you get the chance to hear perspectives from other music educators or other professionals in the field, and this kind of broadens your own perspective of teaching and could expand your own philosophy of how you want to get things done in the classroom. Fifth principle: educators collaborate with parents and community, building trust and respecting confidentiality. So you're not going to go around telling everyone, oh, this kid, like, he's bad at home life, whatever. Like, keeping things professional is the way to go. And building trust with parents by running a good orchestra program, keeping in touch with them and updating them on how their students are doing. or how their kids are doing in the classroom, and then outreaching to your community and performing, not always in the high school auditorium, maybe somewhere in like a park or in a church, just to spread the word about your program. And the sixth principle, educators advance the intellectual and ethical foundation of the learning community. Educators recognize the obligations of the trust placed in them. They share the responsibility for understanding what is known, pursuing further knowledge, contributing to the generation of knowledge, and translating knowledge into comprehensible I don't know why I can't say that word. Comprehensionable forms. This is kind of a culmination of all of the principles, is what I feel like. Just basically putting your best self forward for your students, for your school district, for parents, etc. Yeah.